Well, hey everybody. Welcome back to my channel. Chad the Freezer Guy here again. Once again, as always. Can't get enough of that Chad, huh? See you coming back. I was just a little out of shot just then, and only really just wanted to show off my new spinny winny chair I got there for my birthday, which is really nice. Got it over my buddy's place at the moment. Today I wanted to take you down kind of a little bit of a different route. Excuse me, coming down with something. Yeah, so I normally provide kind of freezer and domestic appliance based kind of reviews and advice on storage and such and so forth. But today I wanted to show you my top 10 videos of 2019, my top 10 movies even. So there's some really good ones in there, a couple Easter eggs you may not know, a little bit of movie trivia also. And I don't know, maybe my taste is a little bit different to yours. Yeah, so I guess we'll take a little go through those and see. I got some notes prepared because it's kind of hard to remember. So my hair is doing my head in today, literally doing my head. It's on my head. Yeah. I've rewatched all of these movies recently. Just to see what's on the up and up and the down low. If you'll excuse the play on words there. Yeah, Chad sure does like his plays on words. So most nights won't really watch movies. I'll probably just settle down, listen to a little bit of LRB or whatever's on the radio. I listen to my local station usually. Sometimes you just get a hankering for a little bit of screen time, maybe a watch party or such like. So we'll start with my let's start. It's the top 10 movies of 2019. So we'll start with number 5, which is actually Frozen. And I bet you guys were thinking, Chad the Freezer Guy, it's all going to be Freezer, it always is. But no, I wouldn't bet on that. I think gambling's bad. You can kind of lose things and money. So I wouldn't bet on that, especially when I'm involved. I like to keep you guys on your toes. So yeah, Frozen is a number 5 on my top 10 list of movies for 2019. Normally, I'd tell you a few of my favorite actors or actresses or acting people. Non-gender specific. We're all people. There's none of that kind of thing going on over here. But little known fact, there's actually no actors or acting people or actresses in the film Frozen in the movie because it's animated, so they don't actually have anyone live acting there. Yeah, I'm not sure if you knew that. Yeah, it's a pretty cool film. That would be my rating for this one. What I often do is write down also my favorite quote or quotes. So a lot of movies have some great quotes from great people. So yeah, my favorite quote from this movie is "Ice is my life," which it's kind of a little relevant to me. I don't know if it has any special meaning to you guys, but if it does, I'd for sure like to hear about it. That would be great. So we'll move on to number 4 on the list of the top 10. This one's a little known movie. I don't know if you would have seen it, but I definitely recommend checking it out. It's called Cold Storage. It's brought to us from the good year 2009. By heck, that was a good year. Yeah, I hope it was for you too. It stars a couple of cool people. Yeah. Two of the actors, in this case, they are actors that kind of spoke to me. They spoke to me, obviously, because they were in the movie, but not directly to me. Anywho, a couple of cool cats. They're actually humans. They're not cats, but that would be kind of cool. Yeah, these people that acted in the movie, Andy Boswell and Brett Gentile, they're very good at their job. The movie was brought to us by a little known production company called Synthetic Fur Productions. It's kind of difficult to say, a bit of a tongue twister there. So the movie itself has a lot of the makings of like a traditional kind of family holiday, kind of camping. A little uncomfortable there. Yeah, a little sort of camping trip out in the woods. There's a nice road journey. Everybody likes a nice road journey. There's even a log cabin. And I won't give too much away because spoils, they spoil. But in the movie, a sweet old guy, he takes care of a young lady after something unexpected happens. I won't tell you exactly what that is, but he kind of makes sure that she's safe and well. Yeah, something happens and it kind of develops from there. But that's all I'm going to tell you because you can check all of these movies out. I've put the links for the IMDb, I think it's called, where there's reviews and movie information, a couple of Easter eggs. A bit early for that, I know, but excuse me. Yeah, so you can check all of them out down below in the comments section, the description section. The comments is where you comment and where I reply to comments. Yeah, my favorite quote from that movie is let's try and do the voice, just to make it a little more authentic. My favorite quote goes as follows: "Everything all right, bud? I've never seen you in town as much as I have this week." So I'm sure that gives you all you really need to know. Yeah, check it out. So that was number 4. I'm going to move straight on over to number 3. I know you guys have got things to do, not just watch old Chatty over here all the time. Number 3 on my top 10 is called Freezer Burn: The Invasion of Laxdale, which is quite a big hit. I know you've probably seen it, but I thought I'd mention it here anyway. This was made in the good year 2008. Not quite as good as 2009, but it was also a good year. This stars some actors. Not that I have anything against actresses or anything like that, but these guys just happen to be the main actors. Crispin Glover and Donovan Workin. Those are 2 guys that took part in this movie, provided it for us. Now the name Freezer Burn: The Invasion of Laxdale, it's a bit of an oxymoron, huh? Sorry, I didn't mean to insult you guys there at all. You're not morons. It's commonly used word in the English language. Not so common, but the word itself, the phrase freezer burn, a freezer is something that's cold. So you say you have something that's really cold and it's burning. So how do those 2 things go together? They don't. That's why I said it. So no offense was intended there at all. So yeah, I myself had a bit of trouble with this phrase originally. So I've actually been a victim of freezer burn myself. Yeah, we all learn a lot of things by being wrong at first. But in the end, I think what's important is you just want to have to be right. That's actually quite a cool thing I just said. I've got my laptop here, so I'm just gonna write that down so I remember it. We all learn a lot of things by being wrong at first. You just have to wanna be right. Cool thing I just said. Okay. Yeah, that's highlighted. So yeah, I wrote that down. Now, freezer burn, it's something that can happen to anyone. It happens to the best of us. Happened to myself. Guilty. It happens in your freezer. Now, an important note is it's your fundamentals when you're storing food for freezing, preparing it for freezing, or it's all you buy it frozen. You need to you need to prepare it appropriately, which is the problem here. If you don't properly secure and prepare your foods that are going to be frozen, they can become freezer burn. Now, what that means is they become damaged whilst freezing or after being frozen through dehydration and oxidization. So it will generally discolor your food, make it a little less pleasing to the eye, and when you do cook it to the mouth also, it's yeah, you want to store things appropriately. Like I always say, and I can't stress this enough, if you're gonna cook something that's frozen, or if you're gonna store something for freezing, that or even if it's already frozen, just try and do it to the manufacturer's specifications. Okay, that will prevent this whole freezer burn situation and any most likely any illnesses or anything like that, and give you great tasting food every time you store and prepare. Now, I also find these little guys over here. They're little freezer Ziploc baggies that you can, I believe you can fit a kilo of, yeah, suitable for a kilo. It says on the plastic there, I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, you could put frozen peas in there, I don't know, last night's beef, whatever. So yeah, there's a little bit about freezer burn, and my favorite quote from that movie is, you kind of got to be there to see it, but one of the best actors in that says, Frank and aliens, which is it's a cool moment. Yeah, you'll see it yourself. So that was number 3 of the top 10. And now we're going to move on to number 3, which is a film by the name of Fridge, made in 2012. It's starring Ronnie Lazaro and Baron Geisler, which are some super cool names. Yeah, this film is one for the or movie, if you want to call them that, whatever you like. This one's for the more kind of cultured horror connoisseur, or Connor Mam, or just non-binary kind of cultured horror fan. Especially if you like foreign cinema, which I myself am a big fan of. I believe there's not just good movies made in your own country. Everyone can make good movies. I will warn you, it's a horror. There's some stuff going down there, but I definitely would recommend it. Like I say, I don't want to give too much away here, but this quote kind of does give a little bit away. I will give you my favorite quote from the movie, and that goes as follows. Anong lihim ang muling mabubuksan? Yeah, that pretty much tells you exactly what's going on there. It's kind of dark, deep, meaningful. Give it a watch, anywho. See what you think of it. Now, we've had numbers 5, 4, 3, and number 1 of my top 10 movies of 2019, so this year, is a movie called Freezer that was made in the year 2014. It's starring a couple of cool people there. Detective Sam Gurov and Yulia Snigir. She's one of my personal favorite actresses. In the link in the description, you can see the IMDb link for that movie, and if you've used IMDb or whatever you want to call it, yeah, you can also see the movies that those actors, actresses, acting people have participated in. So yeah, look those up and see what you think. So the movie itself, it's kind of hard to talk about it without giving away the entire plot. But basically, it highlights a big fear for a lot of people. Something that's definitely kept me awake on cold nights and on occasional warm nights too. The main character, Robert, basically he gets locked in an industrial freezer with a stranger. Okay, which yeah, doesn't sound too great, huh? I mean, for me, wouldn't I think I kind of enjoy it, but only because I'm a big fan of freezers. Industrial freezers are just like the pinnacle of Sub-Zero engineering that can be used in like a modern and domestic kind of way, if you catch my drift. Anywho, yeah, I mean, I would get a bit of a kick out of it if I knew I could get out, of course. It does sound pretty cool. The idea of being in there with someone you've never met is a little worrying, though. I mean, if it was one of you guys, sure, it might be great, but it'd be better to go to like a ball game or go for some ice cream before we go getting like stuck in freezers together. It doesn't bring me a whole lot of joy, but I'm sure we'd have some fun. Yeah, check out the movie and see how that goes. I actually discovered it myself after reading a review online. I'll quote the review here and you guys see what you think. So the review goes as follows. If you are intellectually challenged and don't quite understand the meaning behind the story of the Free Pigs, then grab that large popcorn, biggest Coke, and a box of your two favorite chocolate sugar, and get ready for a great action thriller, semicolon, bracket winky face, end quote. So, yeah, I sure like the idea of popcorn and a big Coke. If you're going to the movies, sure, treat yourself. Um, I'm not really sure what it means by intellectually challenged, but yeah, I do understand the story of the Free Pigs. I mean, I remember that from childhood. So I thought I'd check the film out on his recommendation and give it a go. I wasn't at all disappointed. So I'll go ahead and tell you my favorite quote. It's kind of the guy, you gotta really see it. I hate giving quotes sometimes, but anyway, the guy's on the phone and he's trapped in a freezer. Okay, I'll try to do his voice. I'm working on my acting. Okay. Hello? I'm trapped in a freezer. It's 37 degrees in here. That's the quote. So let me know what you guys think of that. And I probably know what you're thinking, because when I first heard it, I thought, okay, buddy, your freezer might be a little bit out of whack there. 37 degrees. That's not a healthy temperature, buddy. But I've done some digging, and what I think, I may very well be wrong here, and please do correct me if I am. The guy here, Robert, is using what's he using? Yeah, there's two different kind of temperatures that we all use. He's using Fahrenheit as opposed to Celsius. So 37 degrees Fahrenheit is a lot lower and a more respectable freezer temperature than 37 degrees Celsius, which is just downright unstable and irresponsible. Yeah, but I guess it does make more sense, because otherwise the film would be just of him stuck in like a slightly uncomfortably warm, probably broken industrial freezer. Yeah, it wouldn't have much of a sense of urgency, if he was just a bit too hot. So it must have been pretty cold in there. It certainly does look like it from the movie. Yeah, and if it was degrees, then the movie location, I mean, I hope it's just a location. It's not actually a functioning freezer, but they should definitely be subject to a full investigation from their local health board. Yeah, so that film is that's my number one out of my top 10 of 2019. I give that a rating of Sub-Zero, which is like the top rating, even though it's debatable as whether the freezer was or not. So yeah, well, thanks for joining me, guys, girls, everyone's included here. Doesn't matter who you are, what you are, or whatever you want to be. Yeah, thanks for stopping by. Please let me know your favorite movies of 2019 or any year. 86 was a good year for movies and for a lot of other things too. So yeah, I'll sign off now, and I hope to see you again soon. Thanks, Chad.